Padres trade rumors continuing to escalate. A new target has emerged to possibly fix the left field and offensive issues that seem to woe the San Diego Padres as of late. Could this be the solution? What's going on, everybody? Christian Pedersen here with another episode of Padres Digest. Let's talk about what's going on with the San Diego Padres. But before we do, I got to do the stereotypical YouTube thing of asking, can you hit the subscribe button? I won't ask again until the end. All right, let's talk about some baseball. Let's talk about this guy specifically, Jarren Duran, Boston Red Sox outfielder and hitter of baseballs and doer of things better than we have currently in the left field designated hitter position, and somebody that I think there is mutual interest in. Whether or not any of these deals that we are talking about are more or less tangible, credible, or realistic, it's hard to know. AJ Preller plays it pretty close to the chest, but we got a bunch of different videos on the timeline in the longer, now growing list of teams that people like Dennis Lin are linking the Padres to at least kicking the tires in some sort of deal on, the Boston Red Sox being the latest one, Jarren Duran being Jarren the man. Let's talk about his stats. Here's what we got. This right here is the numbers for a guy who the Red Sox, why I say there is mutual interest, is the Red Sox are a team that is loaded up with talent on the major league roster, but also has the number one overall prospect pretty much by consensus in all of baseball in their AAA system, and they just don't really have like a spot to validate yanking somebody just to arbitrarily be like, oh, we're going to assume that this is translating, ripping it up in AAA, ready to roll, top prospect, should be pretty transferable. Like they need a domino to fall to help facilitate getting him up into the major league roster comfortably. So parting ways with somebody like this statistically, who's maybe not necessarily like commanding absolute big poppy style. Like he's not hitting 371. He's hitting 264. He's good offensive. Here's the contract situation. Currently, he's 28. 375. Like that's okay. That's not the best. That's not the worst, but that's a very I think if you're the Red Sox, again, it's very movable of a contract, and you're not having to find trade partners out there who are willing to take on a ton of contract. Having a club option and then some arbitration years means that this is probably a dude this is realistically a this-year rental before needing some restructuring and navigating of either, you and the team are going to be a long-term fit. So, thinking about it in the context of just this year, he has a lot of flexibility. So of all the people on the Red Sox right now, I think that this guy is high up on the list of people they are willing to part ways with if they can have a taker. And right now, there are probably a lot of teams starting to show interest. So not saying that the Padres are necessarily the front runner. We can talk about all of that, but on the Red Sox side, it fits to want to be like, hey, it's a very movable contract. This is a decent player. We should be able to get something pretty quality in return. On the flip side, talking about it from the Padres' point of view, this is a little bit lengthy of text, but I like encapsulating this all in one paragraph right here is my argument. And it is we can go individually number by number by number, but you look at it, so far they have had 8 different players in left field at some point in this season. And you see that, it's everywhere from, Oscar Gonzalez is now in Japan. Jason Hayward can't hit 200. He's back on the OL. Terso, I don't think got a fair shake, but ultimately the numbers didn't look out. Connor Joe already dished to the Reds. Connor Joe already dished in return for getting an arm back. So, I guess there's a net positive there, but if getting a relief pitching arm in exchange for a left fielder is the best that you got, that's a pretty sad state of things. We've made the argument that the Padres need to fix left field, they need to fix catcher, and they always need to add pitching. So if you're looking at the grand scheme of things, like I said, from realistic to unrealistic fantasy trade type things, this falls in that medium middle category. That money is takeable. He is also not somebody who is going to hopefully be expected to command something like an Ethan Salas or a LDV. Our 2 top prospects more or less have always been listed as like off the market, except for in the rare cases of like Paul Skeens or something like that, where you guys are all think I'm talking out my ass anyway. So maybe I am. Maybe those two are really truly untouchable. They seem to not be linked to any of these deals. And I think something like this, especially, you could probably look at, package. Give me like 2 minor league arms. And give me 3 prospects between 12 and 20 in our system. Maybe some cash consideration. I think that this is that kind of a deal where we can say to the Red Sox, like, we're helping facilitate your guy go up. We're going to give you a good depth of this talent that can bolster your whatever. I think we can be in on it. I don't know. I'm curious if you guys think that it would have to cost us more or less than that. The numbers, like I said, they are good. They are not elite. This number right here is better than anything we have and immediately transfers into being the starting left fielder. And I think if you look at any of the conversations that we're having on any of these videos about trades or acquisitions of any sort for left field, we're not talking about a platoon guy. We're talking about this would be the guy that takes over as the everyday attempt at the solution. So, like, I'm okay going out and paying a price for this. I don't see a major league price for this unless you want to make the case that, like, Alec Jacob or like some arm that's at the back end of our pen can go to Boston in exchange for this and some like a minor leaguer. I can be okay with something like that. I don't really like that's what I love you guys hopping in the comment section and letting me know what you think, because either this is worth, maybe someone else has like a better one-off 1-to-1 option, or maybe you guys think that this is just not a good one of all the different options. But let us know. Drop a comment. Like I said, we got videos on all sorts of other teams that are interesting, better or worse, realistic or more fantasy, but type trade scenarios for how to fix left field. Or maybe you think that it should be an internal call-up. Like, I think that we should still give Turso a good chance. But, you know what? I've so far been wrong on a fair amount, so why not be wrong on that one too? You never know, though. Padres, they're going to get better, though. So if you want to hit the follow button, like I said, I will bug you. I'm going to bug you one more time at the end. It would be much appreciated if you could hit that follow. It helps me. It helps you. Until next time, keep the faith, Padres fans. 2025 is just going to keep on getting better. We just got to find a left fielder. That's all we got to do. Speak it into existence. Drop a comment with who you think is the solution for the Padres in left field, and let's see if we can't manifest this together as fans to come and give us a solution so we can put this to bed and we can start just whooping butt in the second half of the season. Talk to you guys next time.